Hey guys, Rise here.
And Liz.
And this team ain't a playoff team. Saints win. Saints lose, no. Saints win against the Patriots. I think it was 28-13.
No, it was higher than 28.
No, it wasn't. It was 28-13.
Oh, I thought it was 36 for some reason.
36? No, Jesus Christ, the defense played good. One of the touchdowns was it was a pick six, yeah. Jones' stat line is bad, incredibly misleading. He actually had a decent game. Got no help from anybody. He has 3 interceptions. Only one was his fault, and it was when the game was already over.
Right.
The other 2 were not his fault. I hate how they don't separate interceptions. There really should be at least 2 categories. Especially like an interception that's off of a guy's hand on a perfect throw. You shouldn't penalize the quarterback for that on a stat line.
Yeah.
It's like when they used to, in baseball, they used to penalize you for sack flies on your average. It's ridiculous. So, whatever. And there probably should be a third line for interception under pressure. But whatever.
Maybe someday they'll separate all that
They
out.
should separate at least when it's the receiver's fault.
So I don't even think we should talk about the play-by-play.
Not much.
There really isn't. I would rather talk about the team as a whole and how they played.
Mine was bad.
Once again, the O-line was miserable.
Patriots basically punted on half their drives. I think all their drives on the first. I don't think they didn't get a first down in the entire first half. So
they were bad.
You know,
Mac was constantly under pressure this whole game again, which is now what every team is probably going to do going forward, seeing as the O-line just crumbles.
Well, the problem is that there's quite a few problems. McDaniels is
way too conservative. He didn't really let Jones start taking the shots until like the last 3 minutes of the game.
He let him to a touchdown when they finally let him take the wheel. It's too late.
Yeah.
They literally had a first and it wasn't first and goal, but it was like first and they were at like the 12-yard line. So it's first and 10, 11-yard line, because I think the first down would have been the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
They called 2 toss plays to Brandon Bolden. Brandon Bolden is a special teamer, 3rd-string running back that has some decent hands and can catch. Why the hell would you call not 1 toss play to him, 2 toss plays in a row?
I have never seen a toss play work.
And then, it worked occasionally, and then they call a short check down pass to Jonnu Smith.
Who was awful in this game.
Which you think, okay, they're setting up for a shorter 4th down play, and then they kick a field goal. What are you doing, Josh? What are you doing? It's weird because they called a shot play like 3 plays before that, but then they got to the red zone and they don't trust Jones anymore. Let's just hand it to Brandon Bolden. Do you trust Mac Jones or do you not trust Mac Jones? Because right now he's the best quarterback of the three that are starting consistently.
Right.
Of the rookies. And they act like sometimes they trust him, but most of the time they don't trust him.
It's bizarre.
Then why didn't you keep Cam Newton? Now, I agree with starting Mac Jones, but then give him the reins.
Right.
Numbers-wise, this game was a bad game for him, but watching the game, it was an okay game for him. Definitely his worst game performance-wise, but he was still at least okay.
Right.
Jonnu Smith had 3 drops in the game, one of which he randomly just decided to give to the defender.
Throw up yet like that.
Practically gave it to him.
Right, that was the pick six.
He dropped one that was literally a designed quick tight end screen. Look, nobody should drop a tight end screen. No. Period. You should never drop a tight end screen.
Just a bad day for him.
Bad day. And the defense really only gave up 2 drives. They did give up the game-killing drive at the end. They were fucking exhausted, though.
Right.
So, it is what it is. But really, the one drive they gave up was on the 7-yard line because it was Jones' first interception, which was a complete line collapse. Just complete line. Literally, all 5 guys broke through immediately.
Yeah.
Just insane. Like, Andrews didn't hold. Owinwu didn't hold. insert lineman here. None of them held on the play. So within half a second, there were 5 guys around him. He had a guy open downfield. He tried to hit him, but he got speared as soon as he threw the ball.
Yeah.
So I don't put that pick on him. I don't think Jameis Winston was very good either in this game, frankly.
Not particularly.
He threw a lot of balls that should have been interception.
The touchdown pass that the guy caught in the end zone
That should have been picked.
was a fluky catch.
That should have been picked. And Sean Payton knew it. He
You
yelled,
could tell the look on his
yelled
face.
at Winston on that play.
He just threw it and just hoped somebody would catch
Winston's
it.
falling to the ground. He throws the ball into the air. Miraculously, it's caught for a touchdown, but I mean, it should have been picked off.
Right.
Winston, I think, is a god-awful quarterback.
He's just carried by an amazing running back.
He does silly things. Well, he's got a good coach that can minimize his mistakes.
Right.
He's got a really good defense, a good run game in theory with a good check down option.
Right.
James White blew his hip out, so that's probably season over anyway, guys.
Yeah, it was funny when he fell. I couldn't figure out if he blew his knee out or if he hurt his hip because he was grabbing towards its hip. So let's hope and pray that it's just a bruise.
Nah, he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. I'm already reading. They're screwed.
Yes,
I think
a hip, that's not a fun place to injure.
no.
I had issues with my hip like a year ago, and I couldn't.
No, it's not good. I'm seeing if Kansas City lost this game.
Well, let's keep talking. So,
I-
yes, they lost. Let's keep talking.
Yeah, they lost. Kansas City's probably not making the playoffs then. Usually don't if you start 1 and 2. Theoretically, can the Patriots still win the division? Yes, but it's going to
They
require...
got to beat Buffalo twice,
They would have to basically probably beat Buffalo twice.
who are playing really well right
And
now.
I doubt that's going to happen. Look, going forward,
They need to reshuffle the line, in our opinion. That's one thing they need to do.
what I would do. Take Owenwu, put him at right tackle. You take Ted Karras and you put him in at guard. I think Owenwu's playing left guard right now, so you put Karras at left guard.
Yeah,
And
that would help.
that would help.
I've been saying all along that the tight end should be extra blockers on the line, but they're not doing
Well,
that.
you can't do that because you need them to catch the ball in the middle of the field. But honestly, Jonathan Smith is horrible to the point where he's honestly, at this point, he's like in Keel Harry. He actively makes the team worse.
Right, he did in this game.
And they're paying him a lot of money, and he's supposed to be a top 10 tight end.
Same with Hunter Henry.
And Hunter Henry's been disappointing, but at least he doesn't actively hurt the team.
Yeah, right.
Jonathan Smith actively hurts the team.
Today he was god awful.
So does Jake Bailey, by the way.
Yeah, he's
Another
been punting out
kick up out of
about.
bounds.
What the heck is that all about?
Touchbacks all the time now. I don't know what the hell is going on with him. The only positive parts of this team are Mac Jones looks solid for the future as a franchise quarterback, and Nick Folk is the best kicker in football right now.
Yeah,
Short of that, it's a bad team. Oh, and the defense is great.
still.
Secondary is great. D-line is good from here and there, and their run defense is better. They gave up 100 yards to Kamara, but it took them like the entire game to get barely 100 yards.
Right, it wasn't like they did that all in the first half or
No,
something.
he only averaged like 3.6.
The other thing they really need to consider is getting some receiver help. Finding
you
somebody.
needed to get Julio Jones. I don't understand why they didn't just give whatever they had to get Jones. If you had to give up 2 first-rounders, do what you got to do. I mean, you need a number 1 receiver, and they just...
That's been the problem for like the past
10, 20 years. Just constantly
so
going
apparent,
with
too.
the Edelmans in the league. And that shit has got to stop.
Right.
You don't have Tom Brady to make everybody look like Randy Moss out there. You just don't have that anymore.
Right.
So, and maybe Jones will be similar to that in 5-6 years, but he ain't going to be that in his rookie year.
No, not at all. He's still getting used to playing in the big leagues.
So,
I mean,
Kendrick Bourne looked good in this game, so that was good. Had a real good touchdown, a toe tap touchdown. At
made a
the
couple other
2-yard
good
line.
throws or catches.
Somehow put the ball over the line, so, yeah, I don't know. This is a bad team so far. Very disappointing.
I figured it would take them a while to get used to.
No, it's not good.
Building and adjusting.
They spent a lot of money in the offseason, and they are as bad as they were last year with way better talent, which is not a good sign.
And this year they actually had an off
And
season.
sloppy.
This year they had the off season too, which is a little different.
Sloppy. Just mistakes after mistakes, penalties, turnovers.
Bad ball handling.
You know, kicking out of bounds, bad special team kick coverage, just weird things that don't make any sense.
Yeah.
The things that they don't ever do, they're starting to do. And they're beating themselves. They've now basically beat themselves in 2 games now.
Yeah.
They had plenty of opportunities to beat the Saints. Should have beat Miami, for sure. And had plenty of opportunities to beat the Saints. Plenty of opportunities. And they just
They went soft.
beat themselves again.
And they went soft.
They just, I don't know. They got to clean some shit up, that's for sure. And the O-line's got to play better, significantly. Because you ain't gonna run next week.
Oh no.
Tampa Bay's got the best run defense in the league, so they're gonna have to
Figure something
exploit
out.
matchups.
Yeah.
And you ain't got James White for the check down, so they better dial up Aguilar on one-on-ones deep, because that's their only shot.
They're just gonna have to take deep shots a lot.
And if they get to the red zone and they start, and McDaniels calls any more of those goddamn toss plays on 1st and 10 and 2nd and 10.
They were getting booed today because of the bad play.
Yeah, as soon
calling.
as they did those 2 toss plays, they got booed again. Like, what are you doing, McDaniels?
It's time for him to.
It's time for a new
Pass.
offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
They need more aggression.
they do.
They need more aggression. And they just don't have it right now. So, whatever. It is what it is. On the upside, Kansas City got lost, and they look like ass too, so
Yep.
looks like another, I don't know, right now, Tampa Bay's definitely my
Number
Super
one.
Bowl favorite
Oh yeah.
by a mile.
Yep.
See how they do against the Rams.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun next week.
Yeah, we're getting creamed. Alright, whatever. That's enough for now. So yeah, Patriots lose 13-28. Whatever.
We'll see you in prime time next Sunday night. Woohoo!
That game will be over by halftime. Alright, take care.